everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kim and today I am doing another speed build. This one's called Tulip Lane. It's a 4-bed, 2-bathroom build on a 30 by 20 lot in Newcrest and comes in at just less than 112,000 simoleons. Now I do apologise if I sound like I am full of a cold. I thought, you know what? I actually finished this house last night, and ordinarily, as you know, I do my croaky voiceovers at just past midnight, but I thought, no, I'm going to save this one for the day tomorrow because I'll sound nice and refreshed and it'll be brilliant and nice and smooth. But no, Mother Nature has blessed me with hay fever, so I am currently this morning in hay fever hell. I've not stopped sneezing. I'm running out of toilet roll. Well, I'm not. I'm lucky, but well, I'm not lucky. I've just got toilet roll. But anyway, my eyes are streaming, and yeah, I'm just not great this morning. So anyway, this build I decided to do a starter home, and when I initially started out, I wanted to do a base game home with just the parenthood pack. Now, I love the shape that it looks at this moment in time from the front, but because I wanted to make it an affordable starter home, I do end up chopping the end of the house off, but it still looks good. But I kind of wish I could have kept it like this because I think it looks quite a nice big build. And I love the shape of this build as well, because when my dad used to live, he's now retired and living the life of luxury in Spain. But where he used to live on a new building estate, and they had all sorts of different shapes and sizes of houses. And this was one that was typically found, this sort of strange slanted roof look. This was one of the styles that they used on his development. So I quite like it. It feels very realistic to me. The kind of chipboard effect on the outside isn't, though, because we don't actually get those sorts of builds in the UK. It's more, you know, bricks that we use over here. But yeah, I quite like the look of this house. So how you see it up until the first transition was a completed starter home, and it was literally empty inside, but it was a really lovely shape. So I did upload that to the gallery. But then I decided that I wanted to use all of my packs and create a more completed family home. So I have got a family in mind, which I created the other day. But being me, I'm not entirely sure if I like the family, because they are currently living, this family, they're called the Tompkins family. And they are currently living in the Tudor mansion in just around the corner in Willow Creek. So I started to play this family. I thought I'll just get into it a little bit and, you know, see what it's like. But there's been a lot of changes since I last played. So I've got a mum and a dad. I've got a teenage daughter, a child-like son, and a toddler daughter. And it's chaos, absolute chaos. I feel like I do in my normal life, actually. I feel really sorry for the mum in it. She's just like barely getting any sleep, up and down with this blimmin' toddler all night, like feeding it and putting it in its chair, and then it wants taken out. And then I suppose this is just like real life, really. But I was like, God, this is really hard work. So I've played it twice now. I went back last night and had another little go because I thought, well, it's a challenge, isn't it? You know, you'll see me trying to manage this family. I tell you what I am quite bad at when I do play The Sims is micromanaging, you know, I don't want to do that. I want to be a little bit more relaxed with their needs and not trying to make sure that everything's like fully 100% green. But yeah. So that family got a little bit chaotic. So it made me rethink and think maybe I should create a different family. So I might actually create another family today which is a little bit smaller, but I want this sort of, I'm going to go for a teenage daughter, I think. Somewhere in it, I want a teenage daughter that wants to be a vampire. That's all I know. So I'm going to recreate another family and maybe get rid of the child, the boy. I think I'll have a teenage girl, a toddler, and a mum and a dad, something like that. But obviously, I want the family dynamics to be not so straightforward. You know, they look like the typical sort of 2.4 children type family, but the dynamics within the family are anything but that. They're just like, there's a lot of conflict in the home and things like that. I think that would make more interesting gameplay, which is actually what I created for the first family, which is probably why it turned into an absolute nightmare. But what I'm going to do is I am actually going to keep that family because I really like them. And I think there's a lot of character to them, and I'm going to possibly use that family for my Twitch stream, because what I can't do at the same time to put my computer under too much pressure is to record and stream to Twitch, although I know that I can live stream and it will save to YouTube. But what I might do is just have that separate family for Twitch and my little Twitch family, and then also have like my little YouTube Let's Play family too. So I totally did things the wrong way around with this build. I really should have created the family first and then gone on to build a home, but I didn't, because I think I still had the other family in mind when I built it. So upstairs it does actually have a main bedroom for the parents, a toddler room, a room for a boy or a teenage boy, and a room for a teenage girl. So I think if I did create a new family, I would have to strip it down anyway, because if I was going to use it as a starter home, I'd need to take everything on the inside out anyway. But the good thing is it's a decent sized home, so I don't have to move my Sims out anytime soon, which is good. So the next sort of builds I think you're going to see from the channel is probably some more different types of family homes, as well as the creator sim for the Let's Play. And then I'll be going into working on the Let's Play as well. But I have been itching to do another castle build. One that's, I've just had this kind of image in my mind of this particular castle which I'd really like to build, and I'm itching to start that, I think. So I'm going to get these other little builds done, and then you're going to probably see another whopping build from me. But Tudor Square was a massive complex building, so it totally took it out of me, and it's always refreshing to do these smaller builds, because even though this is like quite a good sized suburban family home, it actually doesn't take me that long to do. I can do this one, like this one for instance, if I compile the amount of time it took me to do it from start to finish, it's probably only a few hours. So, you know, they're quite quick really in comparison. But I am itching to do a castle build, and I'm also itching to do the Aladdin's Palace. I forget what it's called now, it's got a name, but I've not done that kind of style before, and I did talk about doing it quite a while ago, and I haven't got around to doing it. So I might do, I don't think I'm going to do the Aladdin's Palace because it's very plain on the exterior, and I think if I did create that it would look quite boring. But I might actually design some sort of palace in that particular theme, but we'll see. Anyway, we'll see what happens. So I'm super happy that it's Friday again, and you know what the weird thing is? It's actually chucking it down today, and when I look on the weather, it gives you like a pollen count. And whenever the pollen count says it's going to be high, I'm normally alright, and when it says it's going to be low, I'm like, not in a good way, so I can't really rely on this pollen count. It's just rubbish. Now, I didn't always have hay fever either. I always remember in school, there was this one lad, and we used to have, like, when we used to be able to play out at school, if it was a really nice sunny day and the grass was dry, we were able to go and play on the grass, but ordinarily we weren't allowed. So if we were allowed a grass day, like a field day, it was like, yeah, this is amazing. And we'd all go running off into the, you know, fields, and it was amazing. But I always remember this one boy, and he had really bad hay fever and he wasn't allowed on the grass. And I really, like, my memory's really bad. I think I said that in the last video. I think I'm going to get Alzheimer's when I'm older. This is like, you know, my memory's rubbish. Anyway, but I remember this boy and I remember thinking, God, how miserable is that? You know, how awful must that be to not be able to run on the grass with your friends and join in? And I mean, don't get me wrong, everybody just used to play on the playground with him, you know, his friends and everything. But I just thought, God, how miserable is that? And then lo and behold, here I am as an adult. But my hay fever gets really bad. And it's to the point where, like, ordinarily I'd wear like liquid eyeliner, but in the summer I can't wear it because my right eye actually runs quite often in the summer. It's just a nightmare. I'm like so miserable. But I say that, I haven't had any medication this year for it yet, so I can't moan too much. Last year I was pregnant and I wasn't allowed to take anything for it, so I was in absolute misery all summer. But hopefully this year I need to go out and get some tablets and get myself sorted so we can get that under control. But also, I didn't actually realise on the back of like hay fever that you could develop like allergies, you know, as you got into adulthood. And I always remember, this is so weird, probably a couple of years ago now, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I decided to eat some melon, and I love melon, and had this like, I think it was like a big watermelon, and I started to eat it, and all of my mouth started to tingle around the outside. And when I looked in the mirror, I had this like red rash, and I was like, oh my God, I must be allergic. So after that, I decided to like test it out. And then I was eating a banana one day, and it just dawned on me that my entire life eating bananas, I always thought they left like a tingling sensation in your mouth. I thought that was just like the texture and I don't know what a banana did. It's so stupid. But then I realised after this whole melon incident that it was actually an allergy, and I am actually allergic to bananas. So bizarrely enough, as I've, you know, matured into an adult, I've just gained these like extra allergies as I've got older and older, which is awful. But that's not the worst of it, because I really love melon. I'm quite defiant with it though. Like, one of my personality traits is that no one tells me what to do. Like, I'm just terrible. And so I'm quite, even though I've got this allergy, I'm like, I like melon. I'm gonna eat it anyway. I don't care if I've got an allergy. So anyway, one of the things that I'd never really tried before was avocado. And obviously that's become like this big, really healthy, really rich food to eat. And a couple of times I attempted to eat it and it gave me the same allergy with my mouth. It was like quite painful really. It was a stronger reaction than, you know, compared to maybe like a banana. So I had to kind of steer away from it a little bit. And then this one day, I decided to have a little bit of a pampering evening and do my nails and all that kind of stuff. And I thought I'd do a face mask. So I put this mask on and, you know, I was all relaxing and everything. And I thought, right, I better wash it off. But I could feel my face burning a little bit. Now, some of these masks are like, they're designed to do that. I think there's like some that are called like hot face masks. So I just thought it was the face mask. But when I washed it off, I still had like this red face mask on. I was like, oh my God, what's happened? I've had an allergic reaction to this goddamn face mask. So when I picked up the packet, it was actually an avocado face mask. So I did a face mask and was left wearing a mask still after I washed it off. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, I do suffer from, you know, allergies, which is a bit of a pain in the neck, but probably more so at this time of the year. I tell you what is the worst allergy. You know, this makes it out like I'm allergic to everything. It really does, but I'm not. But I don't know if I've got time to do this one now, but a couple of years ago, we decided to get some guinea pigs. I'll have to be really quick explaining this one. we decided to get a couple of guinea pigs and we decided to keep them indoors. So I vowed that I was going to clean these guinea pigs out every day, which I did. And I loved them. I thought they were really cute. It did start out like a really good idea, but did become quite some responsibility. But nevertheless, I looked after them and took good care of them. Anyway, I started to develop chest infections, and it was the year that I was due to get married, and I had 2 really bad chest infections. So I went to the doctor and I was like, you know, this is quite out of the ordinary. I've not been very well for some time. So they decided to do me a breath lung test. And when I breathed into it, the doctor said, it's taking you twice as much effort to breathe than the average person. I was like, oh my God, well, what's causing that? You know, am I going to keel over? And they said, we think you're suffering from an allergy. So I was thinking, well, what goddamn allergy can it be now? So, long story short, it turned out to be these guinea pigs. And I had a major allergy to them, which was causing me to, you know, I needed 2 inhalers in the end. And I don't suffer from asthma or anything like that. And so I had to rehome them, which was really sad. But luckily, there was this really nice doctor that rehomed them, and he built them like this huge palace. It was like this little guinea pig palace for his back garden. He sent me pictures. It was really sweet. But anyway, so I had to rehome them, and I was really sad about it. But after that, my allergy just cleared up completely. I didn't have any chest infections or anything. So I was like, God, how bizarre is that? You know, to have such, because I had like hamsters and gerbils and little pets like that. I've had rats before in the past when I was younger, but I'd never had a reaction like that before. And I was also brought up with cats and dogs, so I don't know what that was all about. I'm presuming, well, I think at this time it was like the type of fur that they'd got. But God, it was like really intense. So I nearly keeled over before I got married with that one. That was quite bad. But anyway, I'm really not that bad with allergies. It's just, I suppose I'm worse than the average person, maybe. But just speaking about guinea pigs, I actually went with my daughter the other day into a pet shop to get our dog, you know, some dog food and bits and bobs. And there was some little guinea pigs in there, and she was like, oh, they're so cute, Mum, can I have a look? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, do you remember when we had guinea pigs? I was like, yeah. And they nearly killed me. Oh God, what a strange allergy. Anyway, we're on to screenshots now, and I've taught my way through this, and you're going to think, I don't know, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care, bye!